Yes, ma'am, done.
Done? Have all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone could do?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I posted to you.
Okay. Where have you posted?
Ma'am, to you personally, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'm just looking for the book. Okay, let's continue with data handling. For this Sunday, what have I given you for the test?
Theory questions, ma'am.
Linear equations. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We were doing the revision of that. So one by one, we'll take a revision test also on them. Okay. Now your schools are reopening. You must be having test after this in your schools.
Ma'am, for me, not yet. Ma'am, like maybe June ending like that, ma'am.
Schools will give you date sheet for the exam, no? But you have exams after this, no? When your school reopens.
Ma'am, not for me. I have it somewhere in July.
Okay. June, July, that's only after the vacations. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a July, ma'am. Like,
June or July, it's okay. Okay. I'm just saying that after your vacations, you have exams in your schools. Correct?
yes, ma'am.
So it's better we are practicing. And Lasya is having data handling in her exam syllabus. So let's continue with data handling now. I'm sharing the screen. Let's see what's there in the chapter first.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Beta ji. Rahim, what do you have in your exam? What topics are coming in your exam? Say loudly.
Ma'am, it's not clear yet, the portion.
What have your teacher taught so far?
Ma'am, we have done rational numbers, geometry, and we are doing the
Rational
quadrilateral.
numbers and which is the other chapter you said?
Ma'am, geometry.
Geometry.
Yes, ma'am.
What in geometry? Which chapter?
Ma'am, practical geometry.
No, I'm asking. Yours is which board, Rahim?
CBSE board, ma'am.
CBSE board, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that means which chapter I'm talking about? Rational numbers. Then you have one second. In geometry, which chapter? Just tell me the name of the chapter which your teacher is taking. Because you don't have practical geometry now. You don't have practical geometry part now.
Yes, ma'am,
You
we
have?
have done it, but
Yes, children, please check. Do you have practical geometry in your books? CBSE books, NCERT one?
Ma'am, I have sent in the chat, ma'am, our syllabus.
No, but do you have practical geometry question chapter in your book?
No, ma'am, I don't have NCERT book. No, ma'am.
Others
in
must be
NCERT.
having.
ma'am.
Those who have, please check.
Ma'am, good news is that yesterday I bought R.D. Sharma 8th class book.
Okay,
So I started with directional numbers problem.
okay, good. Varshit, you must be having NCERT textbook.
Yes, ma'am.
Please check. Is there any practical?
Ma'am, in NCERT it is deleted, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it is deleted.
It is deleted, no? That's what I'm saying. So if it is
No, ma'am, we don't have, like, I don't have, ma'am, geometry, NCERT text.
okay, okay. So you have practical geometry, data handling, square roots, cube roots. Comparing quantities is there. Just check.
Yes,
And comparing quantities is there.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, there.
Comparing quantities is there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
NCERT.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, it's there.
Okay. Square root, cube root is also there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Square cube root is there.
Okay. Algebraic expressions and identities is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Visualizing solid shapes is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Mensuration is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Exponents and powers.
Yes, ma'am. Of course, exponential powers is there.
Direct and inverse proportion is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Factorization is there.
Yes, ma'am. Factorization of algebraic expressions like
Okay.
division of
Introduction,
algebraic expressions.
introduction to graphs is there.
Yes, ma'am. The last lesson.
Playing with numbers.
No, ma'am.
Look into the book and tell me. Look into the book and tell me. Don't just simply say.
No, ma'am. I have checked yesterday. Playing with numbers is not there, but rational numbers, linear equations in one variable, cube roots, square roots, all the syllabus which you have
How many total? How many chapters are there?
Ma'am, 26 chapters.
26.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Check in your NCRT book.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in WhatsApp you posted that to pay the 400 rupees, no, ma'am, maths and scientist.
Okay. That is IITs.
Yes, ma'am, in that we have playing numbers, but I don't have in this textbook. How, ma'am?
For
Yes,
this,
ma'am. Ma'am, we don't have playing with numbers, ma'am.
playing with numbers is nothing different. It's all about number system only. The rational numbers chapter, okay, the real number system is all playing with numbers only. So
Ma'am, before
for your class 8, this time it is playing with numbers coming.
Yes, ma'am, that all in that text syllabus is playing with numbers only.
last year textbook we have, ma'am, playing with numbers, but now we don't have. We have only 13 chapters.
Really, ma'am. We also don't. I also don't have the
13 chapters you have, no?
Yes, ma'am, 13 chapters.
ma'am.
See,
Can
one second. For your class 8, it's square and square roots this time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's not playing with numbers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay,
Ma'am,
So
that's
instead of playing with numbers, they made us squares and square roots, ma'am.
there is no playing with numbers. Playing with numbers chapter is not there in the list.
Yes.
Ma'am, so for 8, no
Maths
playing
it
with
is
numbers.
square and square roots for class 8, and for science it is crop production and management.
Ma'am,
Yes.
actually there are 23 lessons because the lessons are divided in R.D. Sharma.
Which I'm not talking about R.D. Sharma. I'm asking about NCRT. Okay, so don't worry, there is no playing with numbers here. It's this time the chapter is square and square roots.
Okay,
Alright.
ma'am.
So have you done that? Have you opted for IITs?
Yes, ma'am, I'm paying tomorrow.
Okay. No, that's a good thing. But have you done this chapter in school? Because here in the classes we haven't done square and square roots now.
No, ma'am,
Ma'am, in
didn't
my school,
do
ma'am,
it.
we already not done. We already give it 400 for test
Okay.
today.
It's okay, that's not a problem. Then you must do it. See, prepare yourself for the test. Okay.
Okay.
The school syllabus and my syllabus cannot go with this, but you have to prepare them. Okay.
Ma'am, when is the exam?
I don't know which is must be written here. 2nd
Ma'am,
June. It's
Ma'am,
written.
I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, like we have square and square roots for the test, right, ma'am? How to get prepared of those chapters?
How do you prepare? You have to prepare.
No, ma'am, like you will take the separate classes, or like we need to only prepare
Right now, I'm
individually.
starting with data handling.
Yes.
So how can I do with the other chapter?
Yes.
So just prepare for square and square roots yourself. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And have you done the science topic, crop production and management?
Yes,
Ma'am, in my school it is done.
In your school it is done. Okay.
ma'am. But we haven't gone with question and answer. We have just completed the theory part.
Okay. So that's just a matter of chance that it's done in your school.
Ma'am, in my school, it's almost done. It's like half of the chapter is done.
So see,
Ma'am,
when you opt for these type of tests, no, AITs or Olympiad or any kind of those tests, you cannot think that the teacher will do the same thing, because here you never know that the question will be asked from where will you get the question. Okay, are you understanding? This is not
Ma'am.
something that I am conducting. I am not conducting this test. This is conducted by somebody else. Okay. Yes, children. So please prepare. If you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
doubts, you can reach me.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But right now we have. I'm starting with data handling chapter, because that's coming in your school exams. Okay, let's do. Who is Rahim? What are you saying? This the portions aren't clear yet. Which portion is not clear?
Ma'am,
Huh?
the portions which are coming, it is not clear yet, because
The
the
portion
school-
which is coming where?
in our exam, in the maths exam.
It's not clear.
Yes, ma'am, I don't know which chapters they are gonna do, but they have finished 3 chapters in it.
Okay, you mean your teacher has not made clear, your school teacher?
Yes,
Okay. See, there is nothing in that. You just see what the teacher has done so far in the class. So whatever she has prepared you for, that only she will take the test, no?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So whatever your ma'am has done in the class, she will take the test. And that's quite understood. Okay, now data handling. See, when we are when we are given some raw data, I told you we always organize our data. Is it? We always organize the data, and to organize the data, we have different types. So you have studied about pictographs. Is it, children? Hello.
Yes.
So you all know about pictographs. In pictographs, suppose you have, this is an example of 100 cars. Okay. So many cars are 250 cars. So you cannot make 250 cars here.
So we will make units, ma'am. 1 unit is equal to 100 cars, like that we will make.
So that means you just make one picture, a symbol you make, and you just represent that this symbol represents 100 cars. So that's how you do. So when you have a portion of that, that means you have done 2 cars, and a portion of that can be represented by half a figure. Okay, so this is one way of representing that you have already studied. Then you have bar graph. This also you have already studied. So we revised the bar graph in the previous class. Okay, and bar graph is such a thing that just by looking at this, you can make out. Okay, whatever questions are given to you, just by looking at it, you can make out and answer the questions. Am I true?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Now, same way you have double bar. When you have 2 datas given. So you represent 2 datas in the same bar, in the same graph, in the form of 2 bars, right? This is. So the 2 bars are joined together, and there are equal gaps between the bars. Okay. And similarly, just by looking at the graph, you can answer all these questions. Okay. Now coming to what do we have next is
Pie
the
chart.
circle graph or a pie chart. Have you done this part before? Circle
Yes,
graph
ma'am.
and
No,
pie chart.
ma'am, we did not do pie chart.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, we
Pie
didn't do the
chart
pie
we did
chart.
it, ma'am. Only like the introduction you told.
Okay.
ma'am,
Yes.
I went through the sums of pie chart And line graph, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Very nice. Good, beta. You
Ma'am,
should keep practicing. You should keep exploring. Good, Pranav.
ma'am, the circle graph I'm able to do, but I have little doubts at the degrees, ma'am. Taking the degrees, ma'am.
Increase and decrease.
No, ma'am.
Huh.
I have doubts at the taking the degrees, ma'am. Like they have given like subject 60%, like back subject 60%. I have little doubt on taking the degrees, ma'am. Like the 60 degrees, 30 degrees, like that.
Okay, never mind. We'll do now. Everything will
Yes.
be clear now. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, then you have first you have reading of the pie chart, how to read a pie chart. Okay, we'll do this. Then after that you have a drawing of a pie chart. How do you draw a pie chart? Okay, that also we'll learn. So in this chapter you have discussion, right? In this chapter you have pie chart and you have the questions on chance and probability. That's a different concept. Okay, so in this chapter now you have one thing new, that is a pie chart. So let's first learn how to read a pie chart. Okay, let's read it first. Draw an appropriate graph to represent, please read this, appropriate graph to represent the given information. The months are given here, number of watches sold are also given, the data is given. Children who prefer walking and cycling. Okay, school A and school B, school C. Okay, this is for the double bar graph. This data is given for double bar graph. Okay, this is the data for double bar. This is for bar graph. Percentage wins in ODI by 8 top cricket teams. Okay, from Champions Trophy to World Cup in 2006. Last 10 ODIs in 7. Okay, this is the data given to you. Okay, this is given in percentage. Now let's see how do we read the data. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, try this.
What happened?
Excuse me. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in the try these words, ma'am. The third question, we can make the graph the horizontal way and we can do it right, ma'am.
Leave the third part now. First listen what I'm saying now. Okay. We'll see that afterwards. Please pay attention now. Circle graph or pie chart. Have you ever come across data represented in circular form as shown? Okay. Time spent by a child during a day. Age group of people in a town. So this is some data which is given by age group of people in a town, and this is time spent by a child during a day. So that means you just have to look at the graph, children. Okay. Just look at the graph, try to understand, analyze it. That's only is to be done now. See, maximum part in the graph you can see here in this circle graph. You can see the child is spending maximum time in sleeping. Is it? The major part is it spent in sleeping?
Yes,
And,
ma'am.
and some considerable part in going to school and doing the homework. Some considerable part, is it? And less time in playing and less time in for other activities. Right? You understood this part?
Ma'am,
Yes.
can I divide sleep hours? No, 8 by 24 of 360.
We are not doing anything of that sort now. Just listen to this graph and try to understand. Just, okay? Okay. We'll make the graphs afterwards.
Okay, ma'am.
Just read this graph. We are just trying to read the graph and trying to understand that from the first graph, we observe that the child spends maximum time in sleeping. Okay, considerable time in school and homework, because this is looking similarly of the same ratio. Okay, same type. Okay, and some part in playing and some in other activities. So 8 hours it is given here, 8 hours is spent in sleeping, 6 hours in school, 4 hours in homework, 3 hours for other activities, and 3 hours for playing, right? Now let's see what this circle graph tells us. This is for the age group of people in a town. So from 15 to 60 years of age, how many people are there? There are 50,000 people in the town with this much age, whose age falls between 15 and 16 years. Okay. And 30,000 people are there who falls between 0 and 14 years. Okay. And 20,000 people are there whose age falls 60 years and above. Okay. Whose age is above 60 years. So maximum you can see is the age group of the people is the 50%. See, half the circle means it's 50%. Yes, children, can you
Yes, ma'am.
work out that? Half means 50% only. We generally say no, 50% of that. So that's half. So you can see here it's a semicircle. So that means half the people in the town are fall in the age group of 15 to 16, and some people within other two ranges. Okay, these are called circle graphs. The circle graph shows the relationship between whole and its part. Okay, now circle graph shows the relationship between the whole and a part. Of course, we know that suppose this is one whole. You know, in fractions, what do we? This is a pizza. We always take the example of a pizza, no? So if I just take out a piece out of it, then what happens? That means out of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of 6 parts, I have taken out 1. Is it? Earlier it was 6 by 6. Now when I subtracted, what happened? I took one piece out of it. That means I took out 1/6 part of it. You understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have taken out a part of it. So same way it's saying that it shows us the relationship between a whole and its part. So what is the relation between the whole and its part? Here the whole circle is divided into sectors. Sectors. You know what are sectors? Have you heard about this word earlier? Sector is something like this. See, when we make a circle here, and I have one radius here, I have another radius here. So many lines can pass through one point, is it? So I can make as many radii of a circle. I can make so many radius to every circle, right? So this much area, the area between two radii and this part of a circle boundary is called a sector. You get it? The area between the region, you can say, the region between two radii and a portion of a circle is called a sector. The size of each sector is proportional to the activity or information it represents. Now, how much is the size of this sector? Like here in this example, you can see this sector had so much of size. This sector has this much size. This sector has this much size. This sector has this much size. So it all depends on the information that is given to us in the data, right? Okay. Now, the very first thing that we do, for example, in the above graph, the portion of a sector for hours spent in sleeping. So how many hours the child is spending in sleeping? So that's number of sleeping hours were 8 hours it was given. You agree to that? It was written here 8 hours. Okay, now we know that in one full complete day, we have 24 hours. Is it? So that means if I take all 24 hours, that will be 360 degrees. You get it? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If I take 8 hours, then 6 hours, then 3 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. If I add them all, if I add all, 8 plus 6 is 14, 14 plus 3 is 17, 17 plus 3 is 20, 20 plus 4 is 24. So that means complete 24 hours is making one day, one whole day, and
Yes,
one
ma'am.
whole day, And if I have to represent one whole day in a circle graph, that means it's a complete circle. Is it? It's a complete circle, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can see here, so number of sleeping hours spent by a child is 8 hours, which is given. Whole day has 24 hours. This we know that. So what is the ratio we are getting? 8 by 24 is 1 by 3. 8 ones are and 8 threes is 24. Got it? Did you understand this much part?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
could you explain once again?
See children, if you understand this part, you will be able to make circle graph.
Ma'am, could you say again?
See here, number of sleeping hours spent by a child. Please see this graph. Okay. The number of hours spent in sleeping is 8 hours written here.
Yes, ma'am.
Seen, understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In a complete day, how many hours I have?
24 hours.
24 hours. Okay. So 8
Yes.
hours in sleeping, 6 hours in school, 3 hours in playing, 3 hours in other activities,
Other
4 hours
activities.
in homework. If you add them all, this will all be total of 24 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
So that means complete 24 hours is a complete circle.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
If I have to take a fraction of this, as I took a fraction part from this pizza, okay, that was 1/6 part. So if I have to remove this sleeping part, the 8 hours sector out of this complete circle, what will be my fraction? 8 by 24, because this is 8 hours
8
and
hours.
total hours are 24. So that
24.
will be 8 by 24.
Yeah. Yes.
Same way as there were 6 pieces in a pizza and whole 6 pieces was 6 by 6. And when I took one fraction of it, it became 1 by 6. So similarly, if I take a fraction of this, so I'm taking 8 hours out of 24 hours. Is it? So my fraction will be 8 by 24, which is equal to 1 by 3.
Yes,
Understood
ma'am.
much part? Everyone
Yes, ma'am.
understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone who did not understand this part?
Ma'am, understood.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you explain the same thing with the second one? Like
Mhm.
how much total, how much can we take?
Second one.
The second graph.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
we'll come to that part also. First, you just go through first read the first graph. Okay, we'll come to the second graph also. Okay, have you understood this much part, Gaganna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will first study about the first chart, first pie graph, circle graph, and then we'll come to the second one. Okay.
Okay,
Now
ma'am.
see, now see. So this sector is drawn as 1/3 part of the circle. Similarly, the portion of the sector of our portion of the sector for hours spent in school. Similarly, if you have to take a fraction of what fraction of the complete day the child is spending in school. So that is child is spending 6 hours in school and whole day has 24 hours. So that means it's 6 by 24 and 6 by 24 is nothing but 1 by 4, 6, 4, 6 ones are 6, 6 fours are 24. So that's 1 by 4. Is it understood this?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
basically what we have done here is we have converted this to a fraction form. The information that was given to us in the form of a graph, we have converted it to a fraction form. We have converted the information given in one sector to a fraction form. Okay, this is the very first thing that we do when we make a pie chart. We always convert the data to a fraction form, right? Now, it's written here, so this sector is drawn 1 by 4th of the circle. Similarly, the size of other sectors can be found. So similarly, we can find the size of other sectors also. Yes? Add up the fractions for all the activities. Now it is saying whatever fraction we get for each sector, you add all the fractions. Okay, 1 by 3 we have got, 1 by 4 we have got. Now let's take Playing is 3 hours. So 3 by 24 will be what?
1/8.
1 by 8. Okay.
One.
Okay, I'm writing here. 1 by 3 was this fraction. 1 by 4 is this fraction. 1 by 8 is this fraction. And other hours is also 1 by 8 fraction. 4 by
1 by 6.
1 by 6. So now it's saying when we add all these fractions, 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 6. So when these are 5 sectors, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 fractions. So when we add all these fractions, what do we get? When we add them all, we will get 1 by 1. You can just add them in C, take out the LCM, add the whole of it, and just check whether you're getting 1 by 1 or not. Everyone, please do that. 1 by 1 means you must be getting the whole complete circle.
Ma'am, could you repeat the question again?
I'm saying just add all these fractions and see what do you get.
Yes, ma'am, 1 by 1.
Yes, everyone did. So 1 by 1 is what actually? 1 by 1 is whole. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is whole day. In this, if I take an example of this pizza, okay, if I add all the fractions, 1 fraction, 1 by another 6 fraction, 1/6 of a fraction, 1/6, 1/6. So when I add them all, what will I get? 6 by 6. And 6 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 1, which is equal to 1. That means whole pizza. Right? So whenever you get 1 by 1, that is 1.
Ma'am, I got 24 by 24 is equals to 1.
That's 1. Okay. So that means the whole day. Now have you understood the whole day was
Ma'am,
divided into so many fractions?
Ma'am, I got 1 by 1.
Yes. So you understood this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. A circle graph is also called pie chart. Okay. Circle graph का दूसरा नाम है pie chart. Okay. Now coming to this graph. Okay, Gagana, you were saying, ma'am, we should do for the second one. Now look here,
Yes, ma'am.
Gagana. Look here. See this complete circle. It's saying that 50,000 people, that means who are falling in the age group of 15 to 60 years, is the maximum. Is it? So I can see,
Yes, ma'am.
I can see with this graph that 50,000 people, okay, 50,000 people fall in the age group of 15 to 60 years. Okay. Then I have 0 to 14 years of children, who are 30,000. Okay, I'm writing age group here, and this is 30,000. Okay. And I have 60 years plus age fall under this age group, that is 20,000. So what is the total number of people in the whole town? 50,000 plus 30,000 plus 20,000.
1 lakh.
1 lakh. Okay, so
Yes,
that
ma'am.
means this is the data collected for complete 1 lakh people who are there in the town, right? And from here I can see that maximum. If this is, you can see 50 plus 20 plus 30. 20 plus 30,000 is 50,000. That means 30,000 plus 20,000. So this is making 20 plus 30 is 50. This is making half the circle, and this part is making half the circle. Okay. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I have to take the whole of this, then what will I do? I have this whole part. So that means this is, what part of will I take this? This is half the part.
50%, ma'am.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
half
Half
the
the
part.
part.
And this complete circle is 360 degrees. You all know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Complete angle is 360. So if I have to multiply this half with 360,
180 degrees.
180 degrees. So
Yes, ma'am.
I got this 180 degrees here.
Ma'am.
Yes,
Got
ma'am.
it? That means the central angle here is 180 degrees.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood, Gagarna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 1 second. Your class time is still, it's almost time up. Okay.
6:10, ma'am.
Ma'am, how do you do with 30 and 20? 30.
I'll show you here. Now see, this is 30 and 20. See, I cannot find out the central angle here directly because I'm not given that information here. Is it? So first I need to find the fraction of this. So I know that the remaining part is another 180 degrees.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? And this is, 1 second, beta.
Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can I say that 0 to 14 years degrees are 30,000 by 1 lakh multiplied by 360 degrees?
Okay.
Ma'am,
Okay.
like we need a protractor to do this chapter, right, ma'am? Like for only pie chart.
See, when we need, I'll tell you. Okay. So see here, you have 30,000 people here, and out of how many you have here complete?
1 lakh, 1 lakh.
1 lakh.
Okay, complete people are all 1 lakh, right? So you have 30,000
Yes,
here,
ma'am.
so just divided by 1 lakh, right? So I'm writing 30,000 here, and you have 1 lakh.
Will be remaining with 3 by 10 of 3.
Okay, so 4 zeros and 4 zeros cancel here, 3 by 10, and you multiply with 360.
And 36 there.
So 1 0 also cancels, so 36 into 3. No.
108, ma'am.
108.
So this is 6 3 is 18, 108. But here I'm not getting the central angle here now. So when you are doing with 360, we should get the central angle. 1 second, 1 second. 30 degrees. 50, if I take 50,000, then it should be 360. 1 second. 30,000 and 1 lakh. Yes, it should be 360 only. Why we are not getting 30,000 and 1 lakh? Out of 1 lakh total people, if I'm taking 30,000, so that means I have taken one fraction out of it. Now the fraction is 3 by 10. Is it? 3 by 10 only, no? कोई zero कम तो नहीं है यहाँ पे.
Yes, ma'am.
3 by 10 only. So this is 108.
Yes, ma'am. We have discussed that only, ma'am.
So I must get the central angle here. So that's 108 degrees only.
108 degrees.
Okay, so this is one, it's correct, Vita. It's 108 degrees. You can see the angle is obtuse angle. You can see this
Yes, ma'am.
angle is slightly greater than a 90-degree angle. It's 108 degrees angle. Okay. Similarly, if you
Ma'am, what did you mean by central angle?
central angle means the angle which is made at the center.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, the angle which is made at the center. Now, in this case, we were just finding the fractions because the information given to us was in that way. But here in this case, we are given age groups and number of people. Okay. So if I have to take this now to find the angle of this, out of this 360 degrees, I have this as 20,000 people. So 20,000 by 1 lakh. So that means I get 2 by 10 fraction. Is it? Multiply by 360.
1 by 5 we can write.
Yes. So that is 2, 6 is 12, 36 and
72, ma'am. 70.
Okay, so this angle is 72 degrees. Okay. So this angle was 180 degrees. So now if you add up 180 degrees and 108 degrees and 72 degrees, you find that this will be complete 360 degrees.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So
Yes.
that's
Yes,
10
ma'am.
and we take 16. So this is 360 degrees. Is it?
Correct, ma'am.
So this was just reading the graph today. Okay. We'll continue this. Now the class time is over. You have all this, you have this pie graph in your books. I have opened the book page only, NCRT book page. So you can please open the book and read this page. Try to understand the graph. Okay? Right,
Okay,
children?
ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Try to
Bye.
understand these parts also. Just try reading these parts. Okay? Then in the next class, we'll try to draw pie charts.
Bye, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, beta. Bye-bye.